Hi there, welcome to this video on tips on hiring the best Michael Buble tribute in Manchester, the best Michael Buble tribute in the Northwest, or even booking any tribute for any event. This is brought to you by michaelbuble-tribute-act.co.uk. So there are three golden rules. First rule, you get what you pay for. Rule number two, always ask the right questions. And rule number three, always insist on live footage. Rule number one, you get what you pay for. It's the same as with anything. If you cut corners when you're choosing a mechanic or having a plasterer come and do your kitchen or something, you usually end up paying one way or another in mistakes. But when it's something like a wedding reception or an engagement party or a leaving do or a big corporate event, is it really worth putting everything at risk, saving just a few quid? Probably not. But before we get to that, let's look at the first thing. Looks aren't everything. It's all about the sound. I've seen some guys who look exactly like Michael Buble and don't sound as much. And I've seen tubby ginger guys who look nothing like Michael Buble but sound just like him. So definitely go with your ears and go with your gut. How does that person come across to you, and do you get along with them okay? Because you will be working with them when you book them. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the rules. So you get what you pay for. Really, cheaper acts may have inferior equipment. That's an unfortunate truth. This could mean poorer sound, especially if it's in a bigger equipment can't handle, and they may not come with any lights at all. We'll talk about lights in a little bit, but one of the key things really is if they've got them, that's obviously better than if they don't, because it can really affect the overall look of the show. And if you don't ask them and they turn up and set up and they don't have any, it can really take something away from your event that really should be there. The other thing is they may not have put the time in to actually polish their act. They may go out doing every kind of tribute act you could ever imagine. They might do Gary Barlow, Michael Buble, I don't know, Alvin Stardust. They might go off doing everything, you know, Alvin and the Chipmunks even as well. Elvis Presley, Neil Diamond, Neil Sedaka. They may have every tribute out there just to try and get all the jobs in. Have they really put the time in working on their act? And also, unfortunately, if they're going in as cheap as they can, it may be that they're not as professional as those who respect themselves, respect the venues, respect the bookers, and charge a fair fee for what they do. Okay, always ask the right questions. That is rule number two. First question, are you fully insured? If they're not, don't book them. If something falls, for example, a speaker falls on one of your guests, they are going to need the insurance to deal with that. Also, if they're cutting corners there, where else are they cutting corners? Is their equipment fully PAT tested? PAT testing is electrical safety testing for portable appliances. Is the equipment PAT tested? Can they prove it? I've seen in the past venues will not allow the artist or the entertainer to set up if they're not PAT tested. This also goes for DJs as well if you're booking a separate DJ. Definitely double check with them that they're PAT tested and ask to see proof and proof of their insurance. Also, as I've said before, check with them, do they have lights? If they don't, bear in mind it will detract from their show. But also, just as important, are those lights programmed to suit their show? For example, a fast song, all the songs going nice up tempo, and you've got all the lights are flashing away, that's fantastic. But flashing lights going crazy sound to light, which is the basic setting that lights have, all sound to light, during a slow song can really be distracting. It can really take away. So ask them, do you program your lights, slow lights to slow songs, etc.? Okay, is it used as an emphasis, or do they seem completely separate from the rest of the show? And the last question I would definitely ask is, how many of these shows have you done before? Can you give me any testimonials or references? Because you would hate to pay for an act and find out that you are their guinea pig and it's their first ever tribute show. One of the best tips I can give you today is to always insist on seeing some live footage. Studio recordings of their voice, for example, that wouldn't really represent their show because they can re-record and re-record and re-record all little clips so they sound exactly like Michael Buble. They can stitch it all together to make one song, and then when they come to do the performance, they sound nothing like him. Okay, so what I would recommend is say to them, listen, I want to see a video and not a polished, professionally produced video, because again, they can pre-record the audio, they can stitch together the best bits. So I tell you what, have you got any video of that somebody shot, maybe on their phone at one of your events, that I can just look at on YouTube or something? That is the ultimate giveaway of what they sound like, what they look like. Do they have the mannerisms of the person they're portraying? And do they have lights? Is all of that stuff there? What does the show actually look like, and how do they present themselves? But yeah, the final tip is definitely just go with your gut and just see, do I like talking to this person? Do they seem reliable? Do they seem sincere? Do they seem genuine? Because when you're booking an act, whether it's for a wedding reception, an engagement party, a retirement party, whether it's a big corporate event, or whether it's just a get together in your house and you've booked somebody to sing in your house, which is getting more and more popular, you really need to be sure that when you put all your eggs in this one person's basket, they're going to look after them, and they're going to look after you, and they're going to put across a brilliant night for you. Okay, so if you want to know more about my act, then visit www.michaelbuble-tribute-act.co.uk. Visit now. You can see the Mighty Buble show there. The show features dramatic, fully synchronized lighting. Slow songs have nice emphasis from the lights. All the up-tempo songs have nice up-tempo lighting. Also, there's incredible sound. I do actually have two PA systems available so that if anything goes wrong, I've got the backup there. All the equipment is fully PAT tested, and I'm fully insured with public liability insurance. Also, there are dancers and live musicians available on request, and showgirls are available too, just to add that extra bit of pizzazz to your evening. You can visit the website, or you can give me a call on 07737 866 432. That number again is 07737 866 432. Visit now the website, have a look around, give me a call, and I would love to help you put together your ultimate event, and of course, leave you feeling good.